Hey guys, just a little heads up before the video starts. For those that don't know, I live in the state of Illinois, and the guys in charge have said that all restaurants and bars will be closed for at least the next 2 weeks. I work as a waiter, and so there is a lot of clouded information about financial support from the company I work for at the moment. But one thing is for sure, I will not be working, and it's a very scary time in my life. I will say the only way I'm asking for help is to do regular YouTube stuff. Likes, commenting, subscribing, and especially sharing the video with your Discord groups or anyone you play League of Legends with. Over the next couple weeks, I will be in quarantine, apparently, and I'm going to be really looking at my channel and seeing what works without the distraction of having to actually work for a living. I can devote more time and effort towards this because I honestly love doing this, but I'm not making any money doing it, and I would absolutely love to quit my day job and get more videos out, but I need people to let me know what is working and what's not. Finally, last thing before we get to the video, I have started social media accounts and they will be linked in the description below, and I will try to be active on those between videos and keep you guys informed on what exactly the hell is going on. I will also say that I'm not sick, nobody I know is sick, and hopefully this quarantine does its job and keeps it that way. If you're going through similar stuff, I am really sorry, it sucks, but we're definitely gonna get through this. Alright, now that very fun message is out of the way, let's get to the video. What is up everyone, Alex here with another League of Legends champion skin tier list, and for the first time in this channel's history, we are going to do a double feature on Xayah the Rebel and Recon the Charmer. Xayah and Recon are the first, and at the time of making this video, the only dual release in League of Legends, and once you play a couple games with these lovebirds, it becomes very obvious that these two are truly very special in each other's eyes. I actually feel really strange if I ever play Xayah and my support isn't a Recon. It just feels hollow without their ever so lovable banter between the two. Actually spending time reading some of their quotes made me realize how adorable these two are. What, I can't like cute things because I'm painfully single? Shut up. Also, as someone who spent Valentine's Day working on a video, the brilliant idea came to me. I totally should have been working on a Xayah and Recon video for today instead, but I was in too deep with the previous video. What can you do, right? I also would have loved to have gotten this done in February, but I got horribly sick, so that was really fun. There isn't a whole lot of skins to cover for these guys, which is another reason for the double feature today, and it seems like for the most part that Xayah and Recon will always get their skins together for the foreseeable future, with one exception which we'll talk about later. Enough lovey-dovey talk, let's get to the actual tier list then, shall we? So, D tier is reserved for the skins that in my opinion just can't even compete with the base model of the champion skin. That is to say, I would just not use a skin instead of these in D tier. Luckily for us, Recon and Xayah don't have any D tier skins, so we get to move on to our C tier now. C tier is for these skins that I'm kind of neutral on. I think they're good skins, but for one reason or another, I'm just personally not a fan of, and I'm not really that attached to these. I'm gonna say this one time though. They are not bad, I just like the other options more is all. So with the formalities out of the way, let's talk about Invictus Gaming Recon. So I guess at some point Recon and Xayah were on a break.
We were on a break!
Because Recon gets the skin, but there's no Xayah, which is really sad to me considering these two obviously broke up or whatever. It's totally that reason and not just the fact that during the 2018 championship, Xayah was picked very little and wasn't chosen to get a skin by the winners, Invictus Gaming. In my headcanon, however, Recon had a fling with Xayah, and that's why he looks a little edgy in his splash art. Let's not lie here, Xayah is definitely one of those edgy goth kind of girls that dyes her hair every couple months because she's unique and quirky. Honestly, there's zero sarcasm there, don't be offended. At least in-game, Recon's the same old lovable goofball, just without Xayah around. The skin is actually really well done. The IG colors of silver and black look incredible, and even though they gave Recon frosted tips for contrast, his armor and cape look very cool. He gets matching silver and black particles for his abilities, and when he uses his grand entrance instead of the normal swirl pattern, he unleashes the Invictus Gaming logo, which keeps in line with showing your support for your favorite team. We're gonna keep seeing the designers have fun with that ability, by the way. It's basically a blank portrait for them to have fun with. As far as new animations go, we get a unique recall, which was thought up by Baulon, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, of Invictus Gaming, showing off Recon's, feats of strength. Did that sound sarcastic? I'm trying to be nice. So in closing, I like the skin, but for me, the fact that Rakan and Xayah have been split up in the skin just feels wrong. While doing some research, I saw someone throw out the idea of Xayah getting an IG skin, but dressed up like a fan cheering on her boo instead, and I loved it. It's just too bad we'll never get it. B tier is for these skins that I think are really well done. These usually have new animations and new spell effects, but for one reason or another, I feel like they're just missing something that stops them from competing with my A tier or S tier picks. Alright, first up in B tier, we've got Sweetheart Recon and Sweetheart Xayah. I'm going to start out talking about Recon's first. So overall, this is a pretty well done skin. New backing animation and breaking out some good old fashioned pink hearts for his Q, some swirly pink mist on his E, a big ginormous pink flower for his W, and even more surprising, more pink mist and swirls on his ultimate. Between his model and all the spell effects on the abilities, there's a large abundance of the color pink, and if you don't like pink, you will probably not like the skin. With the lighter color palette, it contrasts nicely with the Sweetheart Xayah skin, which in my opinion gets the better colors. I like the darker color scheme here. She also gets a new recall, which seems very Disney princess-esque, and Xayah doesn't have a ton of variety when it comes to her abilities, but her feathers switch to a crimson and gold to match her plumage. Plumage? You know, because Rakan and Xayah are bird people. I'll move on. Of course, Xayah and Recon have a slightly different recall together in addition to their new solo recalls. Both of these skins are only legacy skins, which means you'll only be able to get them out of either a chest or around the middle of February. Apparently there's some holiday around there that's all about celebrating love or something. Don't worry, I'm still kicking myself for not doing this video last month. That wraps up our B tier. I know, we're moving through this all very quickly, but on the bright side, that just means most of their skins are in A tier or above. A tier and S tier are, in my opinion, a champion's best skins, and the only difference is that the skin in S tier is my absolute favorite. Other than that, I think A tier just stands above the rest. First up, we're going to talk about their Cosmic skins. Cosmic Dawn Recon and Cosmic Dusk Xayah. Let's talk about Xayah's first for this one. She gets a very cool redesign that sticks to cooler colors that kind of remind me of the cold night sky. Don't worry, I'll be getting back to that here in a minute, but she gets a new recall as well. Strangely, no new recall with her and Recon together. Like I mentioned in the last tier, Xayah may have an intricate kit with a lot to it, but it's not the flashiest particle-wise, so you're going to see a lot of golden feathers with blue aura to them. I will say my absolute favorite part of the skin is the really cool cape she gets. I know I used this already, but it really does remind me of the night sky, and it's extra as hell, but the colors on it shift constantly while moving, and it's just another cool bit of polish to it. Now, on to Recon. So, in his and Xayah's relationship, it's very clear that Recon is the more in the spotlight of these two. And that's never been more apparent than with this skin. His head is literally on fire, guys. I've never seen anything say, pay attention to me more or I'll literally die more in my entire life. See, there he goes. He's dead because someone didn't give him enough validation and attention. It's your fault. Yes, you listening to this right now, it's your fault. Look at what you did. Like and subscribe. I need attention too. I go back and forth on whether or not I like the whole head on fire thing, but I like it at the moment, so it's fine and gets put here in A tier. Like Xayah, he also gets a pretty dope cape. They're very clearly shooting stars, which is very apparent given the cosmic theme these skins are going for. And unlike Xayah, his spells have more to work with. His Q's heal has some constellations to it. His W looks like he's opening a rift into space. Reminds me a little bit of Treasure Planet, criminally underrated movie. Please look into watching it. What? But I want to talk about one of my favorite Disney movies. Okay, fine. Editor says I have to finish the tier list. Last thing I want to bring up about this skin is the effects on his ulti are really cool. He kind of looks like a shooting star with the fire around it, and his model itself gets this purple spacey looking overlay to it. Overall, these cosmic skins are very well done, and it's not the last time we're going to see them get a skin that's out of this world. Moving on. Next, we have another set of legacy competitive skins, but this time they're together, as it should be with the Samsung Galaxy skins. These were released in celebration of SSG's 2017 championship win, and I feel this skin line as a whole are a lot better than most of the championship skins. But hey, I like the color blue, and hey, check that out. There's a lot of blue with these skins. We'll start with my favorite part of these, and it's their joint recall that has them high five and hold the championship trophy. It's kind of simple, but still somehow really cute. I know I've talked about these joint recalls a lot, but it's just because they're the only champions that have one. No, the damn cat doesn't count. I won't get the chance to talk about them again unless I do another Xayah and Recon video later down the road, so just bear with me a little bit. They didn't slack when it came to changing up their abilities either. Recon gets the SSG logo on his W and little blue flames on his heel. I do think Cosmic Dawn has this one beat when it comes to the ulti, but the SSG one is still crushing it. So, do you remember how I said I like the color blue? Well, Xayah brings a lot to the table with a lot of blues of varying hues. Model-wise, it's really well done, and I also like how prominent the ears, horns, feather cowlicks. I don't really know what to call these, but generally she has a hood on that covers whatever these are, slightly making them a little less prominent, but they just look really cool and really big in the skin. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm a bit of a broken record here because once again, her kit doesn't lend itself to being super flashy with new particles. However, all her feathers match her new colors, and she does get the SSG logo on the aiming reticule for her ulti, which is a nice touch. Before we announce my personal favorite in the S tier, let's quickly go over how we got here. IG Recon in C tier. Cool looking skin. The only reason it ends up in C tier is because Recon left Xayah behind, and that makes me sad. Sweetheart skins in B tier. These have some incredible particles. You have to like the color pink in Recon's case, but I think the models keep them back a little bit for various reasons. Not to mention they are only available in one of the worst months of the year if you're painfully single. No, I'm not bitter. No, you shut up. Cosmic Duo in A tier. These have some of the best effects of their various skins. The only thing that I personally don't like about them is I go back and forth on Recon's head literally being on fire, whether or not that's cool or just plain silly. And Xayah's model could have done more, but these are very minor grievances. SSG skins in A tier. Very cool models with very soothing colors to them, great new recalls, and of course, solid spell effects, especially for Recon. Also, I didn't mention it, but I like how the two of them switch it up, with Recon putting a hood on for once and Xayah not wearing one for once. I don't really know why, but I kind of like that. Alright, to nobody's surprise, the S tier goes to their legendary Star Guardian skins. Look, I'm sorry, I like legendary skins. Leave me alone. They have really cool particles, new animations, and unique dialogue, new voiceovers. I mean, come on, guys. It had to be these. They're also the newest ones, and unlike most of the other Star Guardian skins, these have some edge to them, because I guess lore-wise, they're bad guys? I don't know. I didn't pay attention in League of Legends cosmetics class. So, I'm just going to go through what I like about these skins real quick. I mentioned unique interactions, and I will be listing the video of those down below. However, my favorite of these goes to Xayah interacting with Urgot and dissing the meme that is Star Guardian Urgot.
Stop trying to make Star Guardian happen. It's not gonna happen.
If Star Guardian Urgot ever happens, can you guys come back to the video and just write, "It actually happened," because I just don't think it will. I'm really sorry, Urgot mains. So, Star Guardian skins are always really fun to me for a couple reasons. I really like the neonish, bright colors they use, and despite these ones being bad guys and having a touch of Kingdom Hearts darkness thrown into them, they still get that anime highlighter colored hair. Another thing I like is the pets, or familiars, Pokemon. I don't care what you call them, they're so great. They both get owl-like things that have a bit of personality to them. Rakan's is named Riku, and Xayah's is named Saki, and I would murder for both of them. Too far? Yeah, let's keep going. These are legendary skins, so of course you'll get new animations for your jokes, your laughs, taunts, recalls. The recalls are really interesting to me because at some point in those 8 seconds, you get to see them both in their regular Star Guardian forms, which is pretty cool, but it will of course bring up people wanting a chroma of some kind that would just keep them in their normal form. But that's either easily fixable on Riot's part, or it could be a deal breaker for some people. I personally like the skins how they are, but I bet there's a good number of people who would snatch the skin up if they released it with a Star Guardian chroma, and I can totally see why. Speaking of that, both Recon and Xayah do have abilities that while being used, you get to see their original form. It's Recon's Q ability and Xayah's ulti. You thought I wouldn't mention it? but I did. They both get very impressive overhauls to their spells and autos. Even Xayah's model gets significant changes just using her W. And we all know where the money ended up when buying the Xayah skin, because now she's throwing little diamonds instead of just feathers. These skins are incredible both in-game and lore-wise to the whole Star Guardian whatever. I'd totally read a comic book or watch an anime that was based off all the Star Guardian stuff, and talking about a game's cosmetics, that's actually a really impressive feat. Hey, it's Alex again at the end of the video. If you made it here, thanks for watching the whole video. I really do appreciate it. Why did this video take so long, you might be asking? Well, I was very, very sick recently, but I seem to have made a full recovery. I've also been dealing with some depressing personal stuff, and it was keeping me unmotivated, if I'm being completely honest with you. It sucks, but hey, what can you do, right? If you liked the video, hit the little like button, you know the one, and share it with your duo queue partner who plays Rakan or Xayah. If you have a different opinion on the tier list, well, I just have one thing to say to you. That's awesome, and let me know in the comments how you'd rank them. Just because I made the video doesn't make it the definitive tier list. Opinions are super important. These are the types of videos I make now, sarcastic skin tier lists, so if you enjoy them, don't forget to subscribe to see more. Anyway, I've been Alex, have some fun in solo queue today, and I will see you in the next one.